Hey guys, welcome to another Yeah, That Was Shit podcast. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to be doing a preview of this show. It just came out 2 days ago, February 9th. It is the 11th, and we have some bold predictions for this show.
Yeah. What are your predictions, John?
I predict that this will be the worst show in the Yeah, That Was Shit podcast history. Based on the trailer alone, we've both seen the trailer. I think this is going to go down as one of the worst shows of all time. It looks abominable. It looks fucking awful.
It looks bad. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be one of the worst shows. I'm not so convinced yet. I'm not convinced.
I'm 100% convinced. Look at those bobbly head figures, the shitty jokes that don't land the pacing of the show. I think I can't wait till we watch this, and we're gonna talk about it after. But these are our predictions.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So yeah, let's get started.
All right. Sick.
That was shit. 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 Yeah, that was shit. Oh, that was shit. Woke moment. That was shit. That was shit.
Oh, I was wrong.
All right, guys.
I was wrong.
We are back. Jagger admits to his being wrong. We are back. We just watched that shit. Jagger, how did you feel about that show?
That was shit.
Ooh, extra pronunciation on that one. Yes.
Yeah.
That was indeed, I believe. You say it. You would have said, yeah.
That was the worst show we've watched. That was so.
I think that was the worst show I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. I think
beginning
me too.
to end, I've never seen content that bad beginning to end in my entire life. Like there was no good moment of this show.
There wasn't a single good moment.
There wasn't a single moment that not even neutral. There's no neutral moment.
Dude, every moment was difficult. It really tests your patience.
I don't even know how we're going to talk about how bad this fucking show was. This show was so bad. Everything was bad.
I'm not going to try to talk about what the show is yet. I just want to try to explain how it made me feel.
Yeah, go for it.
It made me feel like I was in danger. Like I felt like I was in fight or flight mode. It gave me so much anxiety, and and confusion, and I guess that's the best way I can explain it.
It took away your hope. I remember at one point while we were watching the show, Jagger was like, I'm getting anxiety. Because this show is the type of show to induce panic attacks.
Honestly.
It is the worst show.
Honestly.
It is the worst thing you'll ever see.
The show is 22 minutes, and out of it, it's 22 minutes, and I'd say out of the 22 minutes, it's just dialogue the entire time. There's probably like a total of like 45 seconds out of the 22 minutes where people aren't saying things like really fast and then like responding to things really fast and saying just crazy shit, like really weird shit. And like somebody says something insane and you like try to think about it like, okay, wait, what does that mean? Like, wait, what? But then somebody else is saying something else immediately after. So you're like trying to keep up with what that person's saying now, but also trying to catch up with the things you've just heard, and it's like I'm exhausted.
Yeah, Jagger, you are 1,000% right. This show, like, it feels like 2 hours while you're watching because it's so bad. It's hard. It's really hard to sit through. We had to pause it at some moments just to absorb. Like, you can't absorb it.
Yeah.
But the worst part of the show is they'll carry on jokes, right? And we're not going to go over the jokes yet, but they'll carry on jokes throughout the whole show. But there's literally no fucking time to absorb them because they never, ever stop talking. There's no stoppage. These people don't breathe. And they interrupt each other as soon as they're done talking. It'd be like if the second I finished this sentence, Jagger just popped up with a thought immediately.
And then what they usually do, like after somebody says something, is that another person starts talking right away, and then you have to try to comfort it.
Yeah, it'd be like that. It's the worst. It's so fucking bad. God.
I think it's I just had a thought. It's like every single character in this show is like one joke. Like each character, that's why they have so many different characters, is because they need more than like 4 jokes. So they have one character for one joke. Like there's the Karen mom character. That's her joke. There's like the gamer son character, that's his joke. There's the vegan daughter character, that's her joke. It's like there's so many fucking characters. I still hardly know who any of the characters are after 22 minutes.
Yeah, we barely know what just happened because of how fast it was. So confusing. I mean, Jagger, how many pages of dialogue do you think this fucking show has?
It had to have been fucking like at least 18 pages of dialogue for this 22-minute episode. I feel like that's being it's on the lower end.
It's on the low end, yeah. Honestly. Well, do you want to talk about the content of the show? I mean, do you have more to say? I mean, it was so bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
well...
Okay, wait, I guess I have something to say if
sure.
Before we talk about the content.
Yeah.
I want to say there is no... Like Jagger said, they just make characters up for the plot. So there's no B-plot going on, right? There's just multiple jokes being carried on throughout the show that are super confusing because it never stops, and you can never keep track of it. Because the dialogue never stops.
Yeah.
Never stops. So there's only one plot going on at once. It's awful. This show is written horribly.
Yeah, and the plot is, it's like, so they're in Fairview, like that's their town. And everyone in Fairview is...
Wasn't the original plot the Super Bowl, and then that just fucking happened like nothing?
Well, yeah, this episode was about COVID. That's like the worst part. It's way too topical. And like trying way too hard to like make a statement about like anti-vax and shit like that when it's...
yeah, like small town shit. I didn't
right,
know.
yeah. Dude, yeah, it's just like they were talking about Joe Rogan and shit.
Yeah, I mean,
damn.
it had all the fucking ingredients for a bad show. Like,
yeah.
You know how they mixed up the Powerpuff Girls and you know, sugar spice, something nice. This show, if you want to make a bad show, here's what you do: you get really good, you really get hammered out with the COVID references. Get that shit in there, hammered out. Never stop talking about COVID. People love that. No space between dialogue. Shitty animation. The characters look shitty. Everyone looks awful.
Yeah.
Animation's horrible.
I feel like with this show, what they tried to do is they were like, okay, like everyone's making like woke shows, like about characters that are woke. And so they were like, let's make a show where everyone is not woke but it'll still have a message about being woke. And
yeah.
they just made a really bad show. Also, Stephen Colbert is a writer on this. I always liked the Colbert Report. I thought it was really funny.
I mean,
I don't think.
Yeah, and he has that interview show too, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
he's on the Tonight Show,
Late Night,
right?
Yeah.
I've never seen him on the Tonight Show. I've never seen it, but I've always thought that Stephen Colbert's funny. But he's
at least decent.
He's one of the main writers on this show, and this is the worst piece of shit show ever, dude.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like,
I've
seen some of his YouTube clips. They're not this bad. Like, I've never seen anything this bad from him. Like, holy fuck, what a step.
Yeah, this is like, it's like people make YouTube content, and you're supposed to like, okay, like a YouTube video comes out, you watch it. And then it's just like it goes into the past and no one ever watches it again because it's like current and like topical and shit like that.
Like YouTube poop.
Sure. Dude. I feel like you can make a great YouTube poop out of this. And the YouTube poop would be so much better than what it was originally.
People just end this dialogue.
Yeah.
In the YouTube poop.
But it's topical in the worst possible way. The art style, what are they supposed to be?
Like fucking
like
eggs. I don't know.
yeah, like Russian eggs or like
babushkas.
yeah, every character's a babushka. Like the art style is unique in the worst way. The writing is like overly complex and like confusing, man. So confusing.
God.
They're saying this shit that like they're using these metaphors and that are lighting my brain up in the worst way.
Yeah. It's just how do you follow this shit? You'd have to watch it like, even if I watched this shit like 20 times, I wouldn't be able to follow it.
Maybe that's what they're going for. They're like, this is the kind of thing you have to watch it a few times to really soak it in, and like you catch something new every time that makes it better and better.
Let's imagine the writer's room for this show, because we made a joke about that during. I want to rehash that because I thought that was pretty funny. Just like throwing some ideas out there, like, hey Jagger, you know what? Let's keep a pooping on people reference for the whole show. Jagger, what do you think about that, guys?
Oh my god, yeah, that was his joke. He's like, was he also a pedophile? I couldn't tell.
Yeah, he was also a pedophile. A lot of molestation and pedophile jokes in the show.
Yeah. Yeah, there was the one character. I don't even know who he was. Was he just a man who lives in the neighborhood?
Yeah, old fuck. He's apparently got like some power, like a rich old guy. I don't know.
Yeah, and he like, I don't know, like somehow each character only had one joke, but they managed to use like each of those jokes an equal amount. Like each character got this same amount of screen time. And so it was just bouncing back and forth between this old man and his poop joke, the mayor, and like she has sex with a retarded man, and like the gamer son doesn't want to be a bad person, and it just like bounces back and forth between these jokes that never worked in the first place, and it's just and the reason, like, they have so many characters and yet there's like there's such a lack of diversity of any like humor or anything. I don't know. Yeah. It's like hard to explain.
It's like they have 10 main characters with only one layer about them. So like,
right.
There's nothing else going on with them. There's this one thing, and that's all they are. That's who they are.
Yeah.
Like gamer guy wears fucking an earpiece the whole show. Beef.
His name's
That's
Beef.
all he does.
Yeah. That's my favorite thing in the show is that the son's name's Beef.
Yeah. I mean, so, most shows, right, before they get released, especially like a show, show got released on Comedy Central. It premiered right after South Park on the 9th. Right, so I imagine there's a focus group for a show like this, right?
Wait,
I mean, you would think, right? They have focus groups and stuff for this shit.
Is that true?
Right?
That this show was on? It was on Comedy Central.
Yeah, It premiered right after South Park on Wednesday. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I wonder what the focus groups came back with.
You just watch South Park and then you just see this shit come on.
Dude, this show is like just it's like ADHD in entertainment form.
Honestly, I have ADHD and I'm insulted by that comment because this is like crack cocaine this show.
Yeah, it's crack. Well, just because it's so okay, maybe that was a little offensive toward the ADHD impaired
community. Yeah, we're a big community.
Yes. So maybe I'll rephrase. I'm gonna say it's like a hyper puppy that isn't cute, and he's pissing and he's running around like all over the furniture and on the carpet, and he's pissing while he's going, and you're like trying to catch him, but he's a little too fast for you to catch up to him, and like you're waiting for him to stop and be a good boy, and then finally right at the end he stops and he takes a shit right in your shoe.
Oh my god! I just had so here's how the focus group went, Jagger.
Yeah.
So they got the group in, and like the producers of the show sneak Adderall pills into their drinks and to encourage them to drink up, and then they that's how they watched it, just juiced up on Adderall.
Juiced. Yeah, maybe it would be better like that.
Honestly, no, but the thing is, if we were paying 1,000% attention, if we rewatch this, we would just see how bad the jokes are. It's not that we weren't paying attention. I mean, we obviously couldn't absorb everything, but if we could, we would just see how bad it is, because they carry on the same shitty jokes the whole time.
Yeah, like most shows like this probably want to have the audience laugh like every 10 seconds or so.
Like even in the Big Bang Theory, they give you space.
Right.
They give you laugh
They
track
give you space. In this show, there are no laughs. First of all, they are getting a reaction out of you, but instead of the laugh every however many seconds, it's like, what? That's the reaction.
This is a horror show.
It's like, what? What the hell is this?
This show is terrifying. This show could genuinely be used for torture.
Dude,
I'm not even joking.
I 100% agree.
Like if someone held me up and was like, "Hey, you better reveal this information. I'm going to show you this show like 1,000 times." I don't know if I could I would.
I would probably crack within the first 10 viewings, and I would just give in.
So bad. I guess we should talk about what's in the show now, huh?
Okay. Yeah.
Some of the jokes. What were some of the jokes that really caught your attention using the show, Jagger?
Well, I don't know, dude. I just think about all like the weird like similes and metaphors they used. Like there was the one, I don't remember, but they said something about it's like a dog shaking water off on you, like a shaking lake water onto you, and it's just like
what the yeah.
And she was talking about, I think she was talking about the guy the retarded guy she was having sex with, and how he gets really sweaty, and I was just like, there's something so, what's the word, like what,
awful,
not awful, but like off-putting, but that's not the right word either. About
revolting.
Yes, revolting too. I don't know, but it just like the way that they speak and the words that they use is like gives me the fucking creeps. Gives me the heebie-jeebies.
It's a horror show.
Yeah,
it's a horror show. I'm telling you. No, but the funny thing is, like, you are talking about that dude and that girl with the whatever the dog thing, but during that same joke they also made a reference about him giving a blowjob to a horse to cure his bronchitis.
Yeah, I remember he said something like,
people are gonna believe us, right? I'm just hearing back what we're saying now. People are not gonna believe.
I know. I think he said something like, you give a bad cough to a horse's nut or some shit like that. Like, that is the most disgusting way you could ever describe that. And somehow, like, on the surface, you're just like, huh, what? But then, like, I feel like if you get the chance to think about it, you're like, ew, that's fucking disgusting. But then they keep talking, and so you just have to, like, leave it behind you. Like, every word goes in one ear and then out the other. You don't have any time to process anything.
You gotta haul through. You gotta keep going through that. It's like fucking hiking a mountain. Oh my god.
It's like going up and down escalator, dude.
We gotta talk about how obsessed the show is with poop and ass.
Yeah.
Like, it's written by little kids. It's so fucking dumb.
Yeah, it was the one guy, the old dude. He was always talking about. He was always asking the the middle school kid, the middle school boy, like what he thinks about poop, and like if he likes.
Yeah, in that car ride, he's like, "Hey," that was the only pause in the show, by the way. He's like, "Hey, do you poop?"
I know, and then it gave you the little silence.
Yeah.
Like, why was that the only time?
I didn't know. They don't even pause in between the switching of scenes.
Yeah, I would love to meet someone who thinks this show is really good. Someone who likes this show.
I'd love to be in the writer room and figure out what they didn't put on this show.
I know. What did they cut?
Whoa.
Jesus.
Yeah. what do they say no to? Because it seems like everything, like the first idea is just immediately got on.
Anything goes in the Fairview writers' room.
Yeah, I mean, the original plot of this episode, originally they were like, oh, we're gonna have the Super Bowl party, and that's how they sneak the COVID references in there. They're like, oh, COVID, but COVID, blah blah blah, COVID, Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But then that shit happened. Like the Super Bowl happened at like the 8th minute, and they just kept the show going. And it's like, wasn't it like the main point? I don't know.
That's what it seemed like at the beginning, and I guess it turned into like, so the characters like take pride in, I guess, doing things that the libtards don't like or something. Like all the characters just talk about how they love, I don't know, they're all anti-vax and shit like that. Yeah. So they throw a Super Bowl party, and then people get sick. And somehow that's the whole plot of this episode. And it's 22 minutes. And I don't know how... But I guess there were the side plots. Like the gamer child was having trouble with his mother. And also the mayor was having the affair with the dude with the cool glasses.
Was that an affair? Oh my god. I can't even... Like we both kept track of different things because how fucking convoluted this shit was.
I know, it's like it's so much happening all at once, and like it's like a fucking machine gun.
Oh yeah, and then the footbot. I forget. Yeah, maybe there is like different stuff going on in this show, but they're not like plot. They don't advance the plot at all. Mm. This show is just absolute horrifying, beginning to end. Like they make this show like, I guess it's to make fun of small town like conservatives. They're like, oh, dumbass and idiot asshole, like they want to be that, like that's an ideal. That's not, those aren't words to them.
But yeah, honestly, kind of the way they do it is just like cringy. It's just really cringy. It's I don't know, man. Stephen Colbert has lost touch. If this is his
lost touch with the fucking world.
Yeah.
Has he been in the isolation chamber for fucking years and we just didn't know about it?
Oh man!
Oh my god! And they carry that pooping like joke the whole, like the IBS character is like, hey, I can poop on people.
Yeah, I swear to God, they had like 3 main jokes. Like one of them was like, oh yeah, we're dumbasses. That was one of the jokes. The poop joke was the second joke, and the third joke was COVID. Oh, COVID. Not real or something. I don't know.
It was brutal. Yeah. I mean, COVID. They just love talking about COVID. I think my favorite moment of this show was when you said, this show's attacking me.
It's like being fired at with a machine gun. It's like being tied up and then executed with a machine gun.
Also, the voices weren't good. Like the voice acting, maybe they were trying to aim for that, but it was annoying to listen to. Like it hurt. Like that mom character, her voice was so bad. It was
They were all yelling. Like at first it seemed like it was just that first guy who was the guy who yells. But I feel like as the show progressed, everyone just started yelling.
Let's keep that yelling bit going.
Yeah, the yelling was great. That was really funny. You do this line. You yell too. Everybody yell.
Yeah, I mean, so the way the show is, the way the show works, is it starts out with someone screaming, and that's actually the viewer's brain throughout the whole show. That's actually representation. Yeah.
Dude, there was that one little part at the end when they were talking to Footbot, and Footbot was just saying gibberish, like nonsense. Yeah. And then one of the characters was like, what? He said that, and I was like, me too, man.
Yeah.
Me too.
But the way they do it is like, you see, what you did was you gave a little bit of pause, which actually makes the joke a little, like, land a little bit. What they did was the Footbot talked, and then immediately after there was a while, and then immediately after Footbot started talking again.
Yeah.
So there was no space.
I feel like, I wonder how many writers they had. It almost seems like each scene had a different writer. Like they had 15 different writers. I don't know.
How did this get on a major network? I don't understand.
Because Stephen Colbert, he probably produced.
they've talked to other human beings before, right? I mean, this show seems like it was written by aliens. Like,
at what point do you put, like, they probably put a lot of effort into this show, but at what point do you, like, you put all this effort in and maybe you're in the zone with it and you're really close to it, so you can't really tell how bad it is. At what point do you take a step back or get some outside opinion and they're like, this is really bad? At what point in the process is it too late to turn back and not release the show?
I assume there has to be focus groups for something released on net. Like when you have the idea for something that's going to be released on network television, you would assume that there's like a focus group or an audience that views it before and it's like, hey, like we didn't like this about this show, we didn't like this about this show.
Yeah.
But it just seemed like with this show, everything got put through. I really want to know what they cut out, honestly.
Yeah, well, no, I feel like they probably dump a ton of money into this show thinking like, oh, this is going to be great. Like, it looks great on paper. I don't know how it could.
Who the fuck is this show for?
For the show
Who's it targeted to?
The show is for this show is for liberal. It's for liberals if liberals were the way that conservatives thought they were.
Yeah. Which is funny because I remember people viewing Stephen Colbert that way, where like conservatives thought he was making fun of liberals and liberals thought he was making fun of conservatives.
Uh-huh.
It was like actually a Colbert effect. I think that was what it was called.
Yeah, dude, this is like a Stephen Colbert singularity.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking Stephen Colbert black hole. Like the universe has been turned inside out.
Honestly, here's how I'll phrase the show, right? If this was someone's, like, if someone never watched anything else in their life before, and this was the first thing they ever saw, they would literally never watch any forms of content in their life again.
Yeah.
They would be dissuaded from ever, like, seeking entertainment.
Yeah, like
videos.
What's that religion? They just use horses. They don't have electricity or whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Albinos. Wait, no, that's not right. Fuck.
I don't remember what it's called, but everybody knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, if one of them, say like they go on a field trip outside of the compound, and they come
oh yeah, they have that. They have that year where when they turn like 16 or 18, they get to like go out of the village for a little. Amish.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, they get to leave for a little bit. I said the A word. Yeah.
Yeah, are we allowed to say that? Ethan, racism expert. Where?
I think it's Rain. Rain's here.
What's up, Rain? Thanks so much, Rain.
I don't know if Rain's recording, but he said he has to check the handbook. He thinks we passed though.
That's great. Okay, that was close. We almost had to cut that. The Amish dude.
Continue.
He leaves the compound. He turns 16. He comes out. That's how you keep a man Amish. You show him that, dude. That's how you keep a man Amish.
That's the perfect review for this show. This show is how you keep a man Amish in big letters. That's definitely going to the thumbnail. Oh my god. Okay.
What else do we have to talk about here? Have you got any more notes?
Dishwasher.
Oh yeah, does anyone actually wash a fleshlight in a dishwasher? If there's anyone out there
who's the fuck's gonna admit to that?
Yeah, well,
so disgusting.
I get it is. It really is.
First of all,
if anyone disagrees and washing your fleshlight in the dishwasher is not disgusting, please just explain. I'm all ears.
I mean, if you do it with other dishes, I mean that makes it a new low of disgusting.
Oh my god.
But I don't think anybody's gonna admit first to like owning a fleshlight publicly, and then also admit to using it in their dishwasher.
Yeah,
that's fucking wild. But yeah, you want to go over guess the rating for this show? Let's just do IMDb. There's no way this is on Rotten Tomatoes. This was the first episode. It just premiered Wednesday the 9th. So,
dude, oh my god, man, this show's terrible. Oh my god,
guess that rating.
I think IMDb always rates really high, doesn't it?
They do, yeah.
I think I'm gonna say what it deserves and what they probably gave it. They probably gave it like
give it your rating first.
Wait, it's out of 5, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, wait. Let me double check.
If it's out of 5,
No, it's out of 10.
It's out of 10. Okay, I gave it a. Oh man.
Yeah, what do you give this fucking piece of shit?
I give it a 0.
Oh my god, I also give it a 0. I don't award it any points. It doesn't deserve a single point. It didn't do anything neutral. Not even good. Like, it didn't do anything worth watching.
My life's worse now.
That's another quote. My life's worse now in this show. This show makes you stay Amish.
This shit'll keep you Amish. But I think IMDb probably has it at like a 4.2. That's what I think.
A 4.2. Damn, that's pretty. Whew. I'm gonna give. I think they gave it a 2, a 2.3. Because IMDb has some love for Stephen Colbert. Shit, maybe you're right. Yeah, 2.3. I'm gonna go with.
Let's see.
All right, let me check. It's a 3.6 out of 10.
Wow.
That's a user rating from 18 people. So I'm gonna actually go ahead and give that the lowest ranking possible right now.
Now what is it after your vote has been cast?
Still 3.6.
All right.
Oh, it looks like this episode was called COVID Party.
What a fucking
piece
abomination.
Of shit. I can't believe anybody gave the show a point. I just don't get it. Well, I want to ask them, what did they think it did?
What did you like about it?
Yeah. All right, well, shit, that's an end. So yeah, I mean, you want to say the line?
Yes. Yeah, I'd say that was the worst show. That was the worst show I've ever seen in my entire life. That was shit.
That was shit. That was shit. That was shit. That was shit. That was shit. That was yeah. That was shit. Oh, that was shit. Woke moment. That was shit. That was shit. Oh.